Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller. It is August, guys. I am so excited for things to start slowing down. I feel like August is the welcoming into fall, but it's still got summer vibes, August is still summer to me. But I think some people forget that August is still part of the summertime, because if you really and truly think about it, June, it has, the middle of June is the start of summer. And although I'm pretty delusional and think that when April comes around, it's time to get outside, it's time to tan, it's time to do all the summer things, like going swimming, April, May, and June, that's your springtime. It does feel like summer because if you were in school, you get out usually in May. Sometimes if we had a lot of snow days. I grew up in northeast Iowa, so sometimes we'd have some snow days tacked on, but honestly, May is the start of your summer. June is summer. But if you want to get technical, and if you go back and listen to the other ones, June, May, June, those are summer to me. But I guess I'm always just in the mindset I want to extend summer as long as possible. I love summer. I really and truly love summer. And I love being outside. I love to just sit outside and lay on my hammock. And I don't know, maybe it's the earth sign in me, if you will, or maybe it's just growing up on a farm and loving to be outside. But August is actually, and some people hate August because it's the start of school. But you can still squeeze out perfect summer days in August, and they are exceptional to just lazily lay on the hammock. One thing that I wish we had in this house, I wish we had a covered porch, because we have a little awning next to our front door, but we don't have a big covered porch. And in our next house, I will have a covered porch, because we have been getting some storms rolling through, and I have to sit on our awning and watch them. And I would love to have a little rocking chair, a little granny, hold my little mug and be we needed this, I love a porch. And the only thing that I have is the awning, but we do have some seating outside. So when it's not raining, but just these beautiful August days, I'm outside, I'm on my hammock. My hammock is honestly one of my favorite places to be, especially in the evening or on the weekend. Just I need a weekend nap, I need to be on my hammock. It is so relaxing to me. It makes me feel like I'm a kid again, because I had a hammock growing up. I would love to go outside and read my book and just feel the trees, listen to the birds, and sway. How great is that? So when August rolls around, and I'm the kind of girl, I like to be on the hammock even if it's cold. I live in Missouri, and we live on my family farm, and I will, Missouri is pretty warm, and I will be on that hammock in December, because it is nothing for me to just take a heavy quilt out there, have my socks and thick clothing, and just lay on the hammock and read my book. The hammock is a special spot to me. And I just got a new hammock for my birthday from my mother-in-law. I'm so grateful. It is perfectly cute. But my other one was a hand-me-down from my mother-in-law, actually. And once they start breaking in, you don't realize how close you are to the ground until you get a new one. And I'm I'm so elevated and stuff. But it's August is hammock situation. It's beautiful. And to kick off all of these like moody August vibes, which I'm loving because we are having the thunderstorms, we are having the cooler temperatures, and still also boiling hot somehow during the middle of the day. But I have picked up some new books. I have been all into like really books. I love books. I've always loved books. But sometimes I will kind of get into, I wouldn't say rut, but it's kind of like eating the same meal until you're sick of it. I was listening to podcasts pretty heavy, and then I would like switch to music. I listen to a lot of music actually, like February, March, April. I don't know why, but I listen to a lot of music during that time, especially in the winter. I don't know why, but I just listen to a lot of music in the winter. You'd think it'd be the opposite. But during the summer, when the days are like longer, or I'm like working outside or doing something, I love to have like a podcast going because I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends, even if I'm not hanging out with my friends. So I love the podcast. But when we get into the fall and winter, it is the books, baby. I have been doing Audible. I have my Kindle app on my phone. I don't have an actual Kindle. I have an iPad, but I prefer my phone to start my books because, and maybe I would like a Kindle. I've never had a Kindle before, so I don't know like the size difference. I have seen people like the children's Kindle because it's a bit smaller and they're able to like hold it or put it in their purse or whatever, but I really don't carry that big of a bag. Right now I have like this short little small bag from Marshall's actually, and it's already kind of starting to like deteriorate, which is annoying. Like the first day the little snap like started to rub off. Ugh, so irritating. But it was like a perfectly cute bag. Like it had like the metal chain, and anyways, I don't think a Kindle could like fit in that bag. And I don't really carry that big of a bag. I have like this small little tote bag, or if I'm like traveling, I use like one of my Lululemon bags. Like I don't have like a big purse is what I mean. I have like travel a lot, so I have like little bags for that, but I don't have like a going out purse. So if I'm going to the dentist or I'm going to a coffee house or anything like that where I would be standing in line and need to like pull out a book or a Kindle, I don't have room for it. I didn't pack for it, and I feel like if I had a Kindle I would forget the Kindle. So I love the Kindle app for your iPhone. I actually just read 2 books that were recommended to me in less than 24 hours. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I read Kennedy. If you listened to last Friday's episode, we hung out, and she recommended The Naked Fisherman and then The Lost Fisherman. She's like, there's 2 of them. Well, I did not know what she meant by the 2 of them, but I quickly found out, as it is 1:30 in the morning and I finished The Naked Fisherman and I'm like deceased. I'm so angry. I'm like, literally, that cannot be the ending. I'm so angry. And I was like, oh yeah, she said there was a second one. So I started on the second one, and around 10 o'clock this morning, I finished the second one. So I started that book, like Garrett and I went to the PBR on Saturday night. So much fun. And we had like a little date night. I really, really appreciate making sure that you have like time for one another, because we have been like 2 ships crossing in the night. We have been back-to-back trips. I have not been here, and then he's gone for something and I'm here, and so it's been really, really hectic on our schedule. I mean, it's just been one thing after another. We both like to stay busy. We both have obligations and doing things, and so like we have just been go, go, go all summer long, and it was really nice to have just like Saturday to hang out and talk. But I will say, Garrett likes to listen to music in the car while he drives. Well, guess what? I'm gonna read my book. And he had to run a few errands to like Shields. I'm not going into Shields. I'm not going into the Bass Pro. What do I need there? I'm gonna walk around for no reason, and I'd rather just sit in the car and read my book. So I got a good start on The Naked Fisherman. I actually don't know who it's by, but it was It was excellent. If you have the Kindle app, you can pull it up super, super quickly. Now, and I like to start multiple books. I like to start an educational, motivational book. I like to read my carefree, upbeat romance, comedy. I just got a few more of the Ellen Hildebrand, I believe that's her name, right? Yes. She has like all the Nantucket books that are like beach vibes. So I do like hers. Hers are like, they're just enough mystery to them that it doesn't really like give me nightmares, but it's just a little enough to give me some spice after like a girl meets boy like romance book, a little something extra, a little thrill, but not too much, because I don't like being afraid. Absolutely not. I do not like being afraid. I do not like scaring myself. But on my Kindle app, I just added, let's see, and The Lost Fisherman was by, Jewel E. Ann. And it was excellent. I loved both of them so much. But you can find them there. And then I just started The Summer We Fell, and that is by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I just started that. I'm on page 9 actually, so we will see how that goes. And also on the Kindle, I can never tell how far I'm actually in the book or not. And 300 pages for an iPhone, like that's pretty, like it's not that much, so I try to not think about it too much, because I'll be like, oh, like how are they gonna tie this up? If you have a physical book in your hand, you're like, how are they gonna tie this up? We only have 10 pages. Or because I never know in a Kindle. And I'm like, we're about halfway there. So like we should be kind of, getting to the pit, the bad part, like the scary part, whatever. And then okay, we get through this, because I have a little bit of an avoidance problem, and I'm trying to work on it, truly. If you follow me on Threads at Logan Lee Miller, I love Threads, honestly. I threaded a post, and it said, I'm working on my conflict issues, because my first instinct when I'm reading a book or watching a movie and it comes to the awkward cringe part where the main character is basically making a horrible mistake and essentially derailing her plan, I just I can't watch it sometimes, or I can't read it, and I shut the book and I'm like, I'll come back to this, I'll read it in a bit, I'll watch it in a bit when I'm stronger. But I try to remember, it's okay, we're gonna get through this. And so when I don't know how far into the book I am, or if this is actually the bad part, or if there's gonna be a worser part, and I don't read any super, super scary, terrible books, but it's just gut-wrenching sometimes. You're like, how could you be so stupid? But I also think it's good to kind of get in your head about these things, because we do this every day in life and we can't see the bird's eye view on what's going on, how we're wrecking our life, whatever. But I've gotten several books. I got The Third Door by Alex Banyari, I think is how you say his name. I just listened to him on The Skinny Confidential. I thought he was such a good storyteller, so I immediately bought his book, The Third Door. This is more of an inspirational, motivational book. So I started reading that. I'm probably in chapter 3 or 4. I do make it a rule though, my educational books are during the week. This helps me separate my weekdays from my week, because I am working from home. So if I don't have these silly little rules for myself, I will literally get burnt out by trying to be overproductive and not taking those rest times or rest days. So I can only read that book during the week. I also got The Villa by Rachel Hawkins, and I'm if you're watching on YouTube, I'm crouching over trying to read them. I got The Hotel Nantucket I got Golden Girl, and then I cannot read the other one right now. I got a slew of books. And then the last one, I did take a photo to post it on Thread, so I'm going to go back to it. But the other one, so The Hotel Nantucket and A New York Minute by Kate Spencer. And then Golden Girl and The Hotel Nantucket are both by Owen Hildebrand. The Third Door and then The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. So those are my physical books that I'm going to be reading this week. And then I've also been listening to Audible. And that's I've been doing the Audible instead of the podcast. I don't know why. I just like go in these little moments in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm really into the music, or okay, I'm really into the podcast, or okay, I'm really into streaming the YouTube vlogs, or now I'm really into the Audibles. And this kind of like switches on and off. It's just like as soon as I get tired of it, and it's kind of like, all right, this is putting out the best content. But on my Audible, I actually, this one was so good. Let's go to it. The one that I just read is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I listened to that in a day. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I got so much work done that day. I was just listening to her. If you have not read or listened to that book, you absolutely should. Jeanette read it herself, so that was really cool to like hear her perspective. There was one part in the book that she actually kind of like got a little bit of emotional. It was pretty good though. I'm Glad My Mom Died. I just got done with that one. And then currently I am reading The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. So that's more of like the motivational, inspirational. It is very history based. And one thing I do like about Audible is the fact they pronounce everything for you. I have always been a great reader. I read super quickly, and I can process the information quickly as well, right? Like my mom was a school teacher. We always had books in the house. I was an only child up until I was like 4 or 5. So I was reading lots of books. I was entertaining myself. And even when I did, get siblings and play and hang out, like we still read a lot of books. My mom took us to the library. I remember like reading her books that she had on shelves, and I read my like first big books, like her books when I was in middle school. I don't know, like I've always loved books. But one thing that comes with like reading so much is you make up ways to pronounce the words because they're in your head. So you don't have to say them out loud. So I can like skim over it. And sometimes I will like stop, look up the word if I don't know what it means. But usually with like context clues, I can figure it out, right? I'm a big girl. But what I love about Audible is it reads it to you. So I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I have the 48 Laws of Power. I have the physical book. And part of me wants to sit down and read the book while it reads it to me. I don't know, maybe that's too third grade, but I just think it would be super good for my brain and to like actually learn it, because I've had that book for probably 4 months and I started reading it, but I couldn't really get into it. And the Audible has been so nice because it's storytelling and I'm not having to think that much. So I have been enjoying that quite a bit. But I have all these books. I'm really excited to just sit in my hammock and hang out, especially because I've been traveling so much and I have not had that much time to actually read. I think that's probably why I'm maxed out on podcasts, like because I've listened to them all, and I've listened to the episodes I might have like skipped over because the drives have been so long. Getting to my mom and stepdad's house, it is a 6-hour drive, okay? 6 hours of content I've got to get through. So you can only listen so many times. So if there was ever an episode that I was like, oh, I'm not going to listen to it this week, during these rides, I've been listening to them, you know? So I guess I've probably burnt myself out a little bit, and I want to focus on reading books, listening to Audible, and using my Kindle. I will say, on all of these trips, gas stations hit different. Like, I swear, all of like the gas station, don't sleep on them. This is where all your up and coming snacks are gonna be. I swear, like, I have been going to some nice gas stations, right? They're on my route. I go to them every single time. And I have been like finding things there because I want to look for like healthy alternatives. I want to be looking for things that aren't going to make me crash. Like, I'm focusing on not consuming so many seed oils. I'm trying to be really conscious of what I'm eating. And I'm like going through the aisles trying to find something. You're on the road. I don't want fast food. I want something from the gas station. And Quick Stars, honestly, like, hats off to you. I love a good Quick Star because they always have like such good produce. Like, you're able to actually get something that is a whole food instead of ultra processed. And I don't like gas station pizza, okay? Like, I'm so tired of eating fast food. I'm tired of not being at home. And so like, you want something that is going to be a little bit better for you. So I have stopped at a gas station, and the first thing that I've like found that I didn't realize was going to be so good is the legendary Pop-Tarts. They're a protein Pop-Tart. I believe they have like 28 grams of protein. And I'm not like super big on the protein powder and stuff. Like, I use it, we have it, but I have been trying to like eat more like eggs and burger and steak and chicken and like actual protein that I have to cook instead of just like a powdered protein. But in a pinch, I think that I'm gonna take what I can get. So the legendary Pop-Tarts though, they are better in my opinion than a regular Pop-Tart. I feel like a regular Pop-Tart, you have it in your head that it's going to be so good, and maybe I think that it should be more like a toaster strudel where it's like more cake-like, and so the legendary bars are really cake-like and but still Pop-Tarty, and if you heat them in the microwave for like 10 seconds, they are so good. Oh my gosh, like so good. So I've been loving those. Also, one of the gas stations I went to had the Perfect Bar. If you've never heard of the Perfect Bar, it is basically like almond butter or peanut butter, and then they mix it with honey. Sometimes they have like dark chocolate chips in it. Sometimes they have like just a few different things. I don't know. I love the peanut one. Like the peanut butter one, that is my all-time favorite, but it has to be refrigerated. And so I've only been able to find 2 gas stations that have the Perfect Bar, but I was at one of the gas stations, I saw it, I've never tried it before, but I saw that it was simple ingredients. I have this app that I like scan things with, and they'll say if they're like have any bad additives for it or whatever. So I was like scanning all of these protein bars, and then I saw that this one was like need to be refrigerated. So it's very simple. It only has like 2 or 3 ingredients, and it is so good. I love eating these Perfect Bars. You can get them at, I believe Sam's Club has them, and maybe, I can't remember. I was with my mom planning for Lily's graduation party in May, and I can't remember if we were at Costco. I think it was Costco. And they had the Perfect Bars, and I threw one in the car. I was like, Mom, like, no, Lily and I did not tell her mother. We just like stuffed the bars that we wanted, because I think Lily wanted to try like these little protein bars. So we put them at the bottom of the cart, and we like threw some things on top. So then when we were going to the checkout, Mom was like, oh, when did we get these? And I was like, I don't know. Someone must have thrown them in the cart. Like, Lily and I, we have the same taste and we like the same things. So it's really funny. I'm like 25 years old, but here we were like, Mom, can you get these like protein bars? But no, it is totally fine. But they're so so good. And I like how like creamy they are, and I like the limited amount of ingredients that actually I could probably make it myself, honestly, but the convenience of having it in like this perfect little bar, it's so good, so good. And I found that at a gas station. And then my last thing that I'm going to talk about gas station wise, that I just recently found these, and I think they're called Clio. It's like CLO or CLIO, and they are these yogurt bars. So I have only tried one flavor, and it is strawberry yogurt with like a dark chocolate coating. Oh my gosh. I love a dry Greek yogurt. When I say dry, I mean thick, like super, super thick. And I hardly cannot eat regular yogurt anymore because it's too thin, it's too runny, it's not what it should be. So like a thick Greek yogurt is my favorite. And these little bars, like the Greek yogurt is even more, it's like strained or something, so it's like extra dry. And this might sound gross. It's not like dry in a gross way. Like it's just firm, like really firm, and it's in this like chocolate coating. It is so, oh my gosh. It is so, so good. I like at the gas station, they had it. It's like a little bar, but it's like has a good protein to carb like ratio if you're into that kind of thing. I just like it because it tastes like a chocolate covered strawberry, and it's a non-messy yogurt. Usually if like you're gonna eat yogurt, you need a spoon, and then you have this trash, right? Like you have a cup and it's really hard, but these like little yogurt bars, you can just like, it's not that much trash, you don't need a spoon, and it is so good. But these gas stations, like they're having this stuff, and then I seek it out at the grocery store. I don't know, maybe I'm just like in a one track mind when it comes to at the grocery store. I'm like, oh, like I'm getting the same stuff that I always get, and I'm not looking for the things that I could be like trying. I guess I'm just like, I think what I like about it is a gas station can have a single serving. That's really what it's all about, because I don't want to buy a huge pack of something and not know if I like it or not. Like I want to know if I'm going to like it, if it's going to be good. I don't like buying something and then like trying to get rid of it somehow, like pawning it off on my siblings or making Garrett eat it, because Garrett's my guinea pig, and whenever I like don't do something, like Garrett's gonna get it, like he's gonna eat it. So I like that it's a single serve. Honestly, I've tried a lot of beverages at the gas station too that are like single serving. I have been so into mineral water lately, especially like carbonated mineral water. It's just so good. And when you're on a drive, like it can get boring to drink like flat water, and I need an excuse to stop. So I'll like stop, get a water, drink my water, and have to stop again, you know, like get out, stretch your legs. And I used to not be like this. I used to be like one stop, that's it. And I guess it depends on my mood. Like if I wake up early in the morning to go somewhere, like we're driving, I'm not stopping at all. But if it's in the afternoon, oh my gosh, I am taking all the stops, I'm getting all the snacks, and I'm taking many, many, many potty breaks, because how else are you supposed to get through it? How else are you supposed to carry on? But I'm glad I only have like a few more trips for the end of this year, which I'm so thankful for. Now it just like evens out to like one trip a month instead of multiple trips in a month, which has just been haywire on my brain, my body, my house. And I guess I'm just like looking forward to August. I'm looking forward to just being cozy on the couch. Honestly, I could use a snowing day, which honestly, like Logan this past winter would probably slap summer Logan right now, because we wanted summer so bad. And here I'm like, so maybe not snow. Maybe I need a good thunderstorm all day, let me stay inside and just be like cozy vibes. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Even on a hot summer August day, give me some thunderstorm and then maybe I can just like chill inside, watch a movie. Pirates of the Caribbean is like my go-to summer series. So good. Plus, I think there's something so magical about where they're like, yo ho, and it's like really mystical. Plus, it's the ocean and there's lots of stormy parts in Pirates of the Caribbean, so it's like a total summer vibe. But I don't know, like it's definitely like fall is around the corner and all of the stores already have like Halloween stuff out. Like that isn't until October. Like we are still a good 2 months away from October and 3 months, probably 2.5 months away from Halloween. So I am still hanging on to the summerness. Garrett got me flowers today and they are a fall vibe. And I was like, Garrett, is fall here? And he's like, no, like I got them, they have yellow in them. I'm like, they also have orange and maroon. But I wanted to like add a little segment into the podcast. So I've spent a lot of time with my little sister and we were reminiscing about the episodes I've had in the past, and she said that she misses when I used to do the good, the bad, and the recommendation. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was like in the first year of the podcast. So she was like, yeah, I just really liked hearing about like your highs and lows of the week. And I was like, you know what, maybe I can implement that again into the podcast. So we're gonna try a little segment of peaks and pets. So my peak of the week is actually my zinnias, and my cucumbers have just been flourishing. So like the things I've planted, I planted a bunch of hydrangeas this spring, and since I was like on a trip, Garrett thought he was only supposed to water them once, and all of them but one died. So I'm pretty sad about my hydrangeas, and I'm hopeful that my one hydrangea will make it over the winter time and will grow super big. But my zinnias have definitely made up for them. This last year I planted like a zinnia plant, and zinnias do not come back the following year. So you have to save their seeds, or you have to buy more seeds. And I like bought zinnias, like an actual plant. I put them in the ground, and then I loved them so much, I was like, I'm gonna buy seeds. So that year I had sprinkled seeds around them, thinking that they would also be like the same pink. I got a mixed color of zinnias. So I have like my short zinnias in the front, and then surrounding them was like super tall zinnias, and they're all a different mix. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I should just do the seeds next year, because I bought like 2 packs of these plants. They were like $7 a piece, and for a packet of seeds it's like $2. Come on. This year I planted 2 packs of seeds. They came up, they're stunning, they're beautiful. I've seen my hummingbird actually 2 or 3 times actually, and I've been so happy to see him. I love hummingbirds. I love birds. I love living where we live, because I can go outside or lay on my hammock, you know, and I get to see birds, and I get to see my hummingbirds. I get to see my bumblebees. We have worked so hard to grow our grass, and we still have like a bunch of clover in it, but it's so fun to see like the bumblebees like hopping in the clover. And I love being barefoot outside. I try to watch out for the bumblebees. Have not stepped on one, don't want to step on one, but it just makes me so happy. And the hummingbirds, like, you don't get to see them all the time, and they're really special. And I love just the whole like reason behind like a hummingbird and a bumblebee. Like, they're not supposed to be able to fly, they're not supposed to be able to do what they do, and they still do it. So I love having them around, because it's just like motivation for myself. Like, you're like, that hummingbird or that bumblebee is not going to allow anybody to tell them who they are or what they can and cannot be. They're going to be who they are. They're going to come out and they're going to, like, you know, what is it, fertilize, pollinate. They're gonna pollinate my little flowers. They're gonna fly around. They're so inspiring. And I think quieting down and looking at nature can be just so good for your whole body and soul, and to not stare at like a screen, right? So I love going outside. I love seeing my hummingbirds. I love seeing my bumblebees and my birds. So that's been my peak of the week. Just I've been home. I harvested a bunch of cucumbers. They're like the little ones, perfect for pickling. I'm gonna try pickling cucumbers this week. I will say last year I used like a mix. Garrett about passed out. I did exactly what the pack said, but he like thought they were way too salty, which how can a pickle be too salty? Like, am I right? So I'm working on my own recipe for my cucumbers to be pickled, and I'm so excited because I finally have enough. I can probably fill like 3 or 4 jars. So I'm gonna be pickling, and also it's peach season, and we are like on our last 1 or 2 jars of peaches, peach jam. Last year was my first year doing peach jam. Years prior, I did blackberry jam. I've done blackberry jam the past, I think we've lived here for 2 full years now. 2 full years. Is that right? Yeah, 2 full years. Feels like it should be longer than that, but I don't know. I think we've spent 3 summers here now. 3 full summers, yes. So I've canned 3 years in a row for blackberries. I love blackberry jam. It's easy. It's easy. Peach jam, on the other hand, is pain in my ass. Okay? Sorry for the language, but it's horrible. Like, the peaches, you have to blanch them, and you have to peel them, and you have to pit them, and you have to cut them, and then you have to make sure your ratio is right, because one set of jars had like a little bit of fruit at the top and then all of this syrup at the bottom. Literally like had me banging my head against a wall. It was horrible. I did have a few jars that set, and I was so happy, but I'm ready to be hurt again. Okay, I am ready to be hurt again. So I'm going to be also canning peach jam and maybe some peach cobbler. I'm gonna be making some cobbler. I love canning. It makes me so happy. I don't know, like it's just, I try to work very, very hard on my hobbies and like the things that make me happy. So those are some of the things that make me happy. And I try to like just cultivate that and put that at the top of my to-do list and the things that I love. A pit this week. I have spent the entire week staying up super late. I've been hanging out with my friends. I have been running around with obligations, and actually not even this week. It's been 2 full weeks, 3 weeks if you count Nashville. So I feel like my sleep schedule has been bent over. She has been not doing well, and I really need to get on track. I need to be like going to bed at a decent time and waking up at a decent time. If you listened to Friday's episode, I slept in and missed a time that I was supposed to be with my friend. It was supposed to be 7 a.m. I woke up 7:15. Like, I do not sleep in that late. That is not me. The latest I sleep in is 6. Like, I want to get up at 6, if not 5, if not 4:30. Like, I want to get up, and my sleep schedule has been absolutely atrocious, and so I need to get back on track. And I don't know if I can get back on track this week because I have other things that are going to come up. So it's my goal, it is my priority to get my sleep in, to go to bed at a specific time. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Am I going to cry? Probably. Especially with all these new books I got. Like, I'm going to want to read my books just like last night. And that, honestly, that's such a bad habit. My mother listens to audiobooks when she goes to bed. So, like, I grew up staying up super late to read my books. Like, she would do that too. So, it's a bad habit. I cannot get into that. I need to be going to bed. And I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Like, I need my 7 to 8 hours. That is part of me. Like, I prioritize my sleep. I need sleep. I'm a human who needs more sleep. I can only go so long with a short amount of sleep. I get irritated, I get cranky, and I'm not a very nice person. So I need my sleep. I love my sleep. But yeah, that's my peaks and my pits. So today's episode, we kind of got in it. We were catching up, okay? And I want to catch up some more, okay? So we're going to talk about dream journaling, doing things that we love, and working on our goals. I don't know about you, but I love curation. I do. That's why I fell in love with Instagram, because I loved curating a perfect feed. Did it then make me super stressed out? Absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. But it's because I was more focused on how people perceived it, right? And when you are curating your life or curating a vision board, which are very big, people love to do vision board parties, they like hanging up photos of inspiration. I don't know about you, but I get embarrassed sometimes, or not embarrassed, but not ready to share it. Do you ever have that dream inside your soul, and you know it's gonna come true and you want it so freaking bad, but you don't feel like you can share it with others because it's not ready yet? Because you don't know how that other person is going to react, and maybe it's at this very vulnerable stage where it's like a little baby, okay? You're not going to throw it to the wolves. It's yours. You have got to protect it. You've got to protect your mindset around it, and sometimes sharing a dream or something too early on can absolutely crush it. I remember so many times as a kid, talking to my friends about something that I'm excited about, and maybe they weren't my friends. I don't know. This is middle school, okay? Stick with me on the story. So, I would have something. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I really love this. I think it's so cool. And that thing might have not been popular at the time. It might have been something that was a little cringy. I loved Avril Lavigne, and none of my friends at the time liked Avril Lavigne. They weren't interested, they weren't into her. So that was awkward. And then a few months later, then they all catch on, they love it. But I was crushed, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to her either. Or any sort of trend before it becomes a trend, or something that isn't popular at the time, and then 5 years later people love it, but you literally got absolutely annihilated about it. Same with your dreams. In school, you might have thought, oh, I really want to be a art teacher. And then someone says, why would you want to be an art teacher? They're going to make no money and you're going to be poor. And then you're like, oh, great, maybe I don't want to be an art teacher. People crap on dreams all the time. Or it can be something that just seems so far away. And maybe it's a huge weight loss goal. And people look at you all the time and you're like, oh, you can't lose the weight. You've been like this forever. That could literally crush someone. I know that could crush me. Oh my gosh, that is such, that's horrible, Or you want to be a excellent book writer, but you're scared to show people your books because they're going to read them and they're going to tear them apart, right? That's just human nature. I don't know why. They don't want to support you until other people are already supporting you, right? A stranger will become a business, consumer, a consumer of your business before someone who is a friend. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the friend and you both came from the same place and they don't want you to be successful because then they compare it against themselves, right? So vision boards, your family members can see them, your spouse could see them, anybody who stops by your house. Okay, I'm not worried about Garrett seeing my vision board. I'm worried about the people who are going to stop by and then they're going to ask me questions, or people who, it's just growing up, it's a private thing. And sometimes your dreams and your aspirations, you don't want to share it with anybody yet. It's something for you. It's something that you want to mull over. It's something you want to think about. And maybe it's not something that is going to happen tomorrow, but it's something in your bones will happen maybe in 5 years, 10 years. And when you have a goal like that, where it's slow going and you have to focus super, super hard and you have to like just really work at it, it can be disheartening if other people have like their own timeline for you. And they're like, why haven't you achieved this yet? You put that on your vision board. Like, why haven't you achieved it yet? Why haven't you done it yet? And it's like, oh my gosh, like get off my back. Like I'm working as hard as I can. But a vision board also, it gets in the way. It gets in the way, okay? Is it that cute to look at? No, it's not. Usually it's torn out magazines, okay? Like, I get the point. They're beautiful, but they're also ugly, and I'm not gonna hang that on my wall. I get it. Like, I get that you're supposed to look at it every single day. I get that you're supposed to, like, internalize it. I don't want to look at it on my wall. I don't. I am a minimalist, okay? I love it. I get freaking sick of clutter on my bathroom counter. You think I'm gonna paste up a vision board? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you know what I came up with? A dream journal. I don't know, like I just thought it would be so fun. So I love a good notebook. You guys know I love a good notebook. So I was at Target, like one does, and you go to the $5 to like, I don't know, $7, $10 bins. Sometimes they're dollars, sometimes $3, sometimes $5, sometimes $9, sometimes $10, okay? And I found cute little notebooks. Look at this one, isn't it so cute? If you're watching on YouTube, you get to see it's very cute. It's checkerboard. I got 2 of them. I got another one that says like, it's a good day. I don't know. I'm a sucker for notebooks. I love notebooks. And I didn't know what I was going to do with the notebooks in the moment. I was like, I feel like my bones. It's the start of a new month. Like I need to journal on something. I love to have a notebook. Okay. I didn't know what I was going to do. But then I decided that I am making a dream journal. And I wanted to do a dream journal because it's private. It's like a little diary. Who's going to look at this? Me. Nope. Listen, if you come to my house and you find this checkerboard notebook, I'm coming for you. Okay? I'm coming for you. Because it's private. It's just for you. Like I'm not hanging this up on my wall. And what I did was I went and I'll share something in my dream journal with you. Why? Because I like you. We're friends. But so what I did, we'll start with this one. This one I've talked about before, so it's like not a big deal. But I would love, I'm not even gonna, like, you know, right before you say a big dream, you're like, oh, like, I really want to do this. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen tomorrow. No, enough of that bullshit. Like, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you my dream because we're friends, and just know this is a private, intimate moment. It's in my dream journal, okay? But this is what I'm talking about when people share their dreams. Other people like to crap all over them, think, oh, like you can't do this. No, we're not gonna do this here, okay? Your dream journal is for you. You don't have to share it with anyone. I'm choosing to share it with you because we're friends, we're besties. So I would love, we're just gonna start there, right? Like it's a dream journal. And a dream journal is essentially the equivalent to a vision board. This is a goal that I want to achieve. This is something that I've thought about. And I would like to qualify for the Boston Marathon. One day maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's in my dream journal. So it's something that I could look back on. So I printed out the map of the Boston Marathon. And then I put the age group. I'd like to do it before I'm 34. 18 to 34, to qualify, you have to have a 3-hour and 30-minute qualifying time. That's 26.219 miles. So I'll show you a little closer. That's what it looks like. It's super cute. I like cut it out. I printed it out. And then, do you know what I did next? On the other side, I left a blank page. So I put a little sticky note to remind myself as I was making this journal, because I've started to fill these pages, But this is not something that has to be completed today. That's why I like it. Like, the notebook can be big and you can come up with your dreams and your aspirations at any time. Like, you don't have to complete it in one day. You don't have to complete it in one weekend. Like, this is a dream journal. It is whatever you want, my girl. So I put this on one side, and then on the other side, when I achieve it, when I complete it, I am going to print out a photo of me doing it, and I'm going to paste it on the other side. That is where the journal part comes from. It's a dream journal. Like, I'm so excited. And then I'm able to, like, if I'm getting a little bogged down, if I have like a big dream on here and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not sure if I can achieve it. All the ones I have achieved, I can look back at and think, you know what, like, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to achieve this, but here's my photo right here. It came true, baby. So I have a bunch of random things in here. Not random, perfectly curated, if you will. Like, these are the things that make me happy. These are my dreams. These are my aspirations. This is something that I can look at, right? Like, I can flip through at any point in the night, I meant before bed. Like, I can do it before bed. I can flip through the pages. I can work on it. It's ever changing, right? Like, a board, like a vision board, it's great. It's good. I love it. I do. I love it so much. But it's also like kind of temporary. Like, most people throw away their vision board, or they don't hold on to it. And I think it's truly because you put it on your wall and it's ugly to look at. Like, it's scraps of paper. So that's why I like the journal, because I'm a neat girl. I can put this on a shelf. I can come back to it at any time. It's like a scrapbook, okay? But it's a dream journal. So as soon as I qualify for the Boston Marathon, I need to get back on my running grind, but it's August, okay? And I've been seeing a lot of TikToks of all the running girlies, okay? I love you all. Thank you for showing your content, because it gets me inspired, and I really want to be a running girly, okay? I have been wanting to be a running girly since I was in high school and sucked at the mile. I don't know, okay? That's a goal that I wrote down. Another one, I'll share two with you guys. I'll share, I'm gonna share two, because dreams are embarrassing sometimes. It's not embarrassing, but it's embarrassing, you know, like, but here's the thing. Anybody who has achieved any of these things will not make fun of you for wanting to start, right? Like, a person who has ran the Boston Marathon will not make fun of someone who is going to do a couch to 5K, because they know the courage that it took to start. They know the courage it took to lace up their tennis shoes, to get their butt outside, and to do their training. Like, they knew how hard it was for them, and so they know how hard it is for you. Anybody who has done anything is not going to be the people who make fun of you for your goals. The people who make fun of you for your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, are people who have not achieved it. They are low energy. They are insecure about themselves. And this is not just like your mom telling you, oh my gosh, honey, they're jealous of you. Truly, have you had anybody who has accomplished any level of success that you want to accomplish? Have they made fun of you ever? No, they're probably never ever talked to you, because they're too worried about like getting to the next level to even gossip or make fun, right? Like, they're focused on their next thing. They are focused on them. They are focused on being an achiever, and they don't have time to gossip. They don't have time to bring anybody down, because they're working on themselves. So anytime you get embarrassed about anything, about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, just know that whoever is tearing you down has never accomplished it. Because if they did, they would care. So the next one I'm going to share with you is a Nantucket summer house. I love Nantucket. I've read Ellen Hildebrandt's books, okay? How dreamy, okay? I've also seen it on Pinterest. This is where my love of hydrangeas has like came from. So I've like pasted some of my favorite little things from Pinterest, honestly. But there's these like little cottages. And well, maybe I will never ever live or have a summer house in Nantucket. But you know what? Maybe one day I'm gonna have hydrangeas all over my house. I got one hydrangea baby, one hydrangea that is thriving. She's struggling, but she's thriving. All of the other siblings died. But you know what? She is still working her hardest out there. And even if I have one hydrangea plant from this year to next year, that is a success in my book. So these houses, they have big, huge, beautiful hydrangeas. They have these like cottage-like, beautiful houses. And that's an inspiration. So I'm gonna flip through it and I'm gonna be reminded on why I'm working so hard. It's because I want to be able to afford a Nantucket summer house, right? Like, your dreams do not have to be big like that, right? Like, this probably cost $8 million. I don't know, maybe more. They don't have to be super, super big. They can be small. They can be whatever you want it to be. But is it really that big of a deal if I put it in my dream journal and it never happens? It's better to try for something and fail than to not try at all. And maybe there'll be some aspects of that dream that I get to incorporate into my real life, like hydrangeas, or maybe a summer cottage, right? Like, have these dreams and have the courage to try to go after them and have fun with it. Oh my gosh, like, I have never had this much fun all summer. I've had a lot of fun this summer, but I just felt like some sort of like giddiness and excitement, and I was like, I feel like I am a kid again, right? Like, I feel joyful, and I've had like a lot of fun this summer, right? Like, I've gone on so many trips and I've done all these things, and a few of my goals, I even photoshopped my face on someone else's photo of their achievement. So that was so fun. I was like, what face am I gonna put on this person? No, like, I'm visualizing it. Like, do I want to look at someone else in my vision board? No. My dream journal, not vision board. No. I photoshopped my face onto someone else's body who's achieved what I wanted to achieve, so it can really get concrete in my brain, because I can visualize. I can literally see my face on their body. Sorry, that might be a little creepy. I don't care. I'm like, oh, like, I can see it. I can see it. I can feel it. My brain is starting to get it in her head, and like, I'm steps away from actually achieving it, right? So I felt so fun. It was so fun. I was like, heck yeah, like, I get to basically curate my perfect life, the things I love, the things I want to do. I get to cut them out. If you saw on YouTube, like, I wrote, what it was. I had a blast. I had a blast. And you know what? If a dream does not come true, that is not a big deal. Maybe my great-grandchild will find this a beautiful dream journal. I just burped, sorry. Maybe they'll find this dream journal and maybe they will want to achieve it, right? Like, it can be a generational thing. I'm not saying my goals have to be someone else's goals, but it's something. It's fun. It's given me like creativity juices flowing, and that's more than a Pinterest board, right? Like, if you save Pinterest boards or save a TikTok and you're like, I want to do that. No. Print them out, get them on paper, get them in a dream journal. It is the most fun you will have. I promise you. It is so fun to dream. It is so fun to print them out. It is so fun to paste them in a notebook and to be able to flip through them in the morning, in the night, whenever you do your dreaming. So try it. Try it out. Compile a few things. If you don't know anything to cut out and put in a dream journal, that's when you know you've not dreamed lately. And you need to start imagining and reimagining your life and what it could be and what you could have and how it could feel. and it's so fun. It's so fun. I had a blast. I hope you have a blast. Try it. If you do, please send me one of your dreams. Show me your little, scrapbook page. I would love to see. And don't worry, I might not have achieved it, but I promise I'm not going to tear you down. Okay? We're in this together. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Please, please, please give me a rating on Spotify. Rate the podcast if you're on the app, or if you're listening to YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!